So just to introduce myself, my name's Liz Windsrow-Welsh and I'm the Director of Voluntary Action Oldham. So, I think today is so important because the external environment that we live and work in is changing so fast.
This is going to be a really difficult time as opposed to just being an interesting time.
Don't just think that this is the same as every other crisis. Something is not going to turn up. Nothing is going to turn up. This is it.
I'm here today because I'm concerned about the future of the organisation, as it's purely a volunteer-run organisation.
Next couple of years, what kind of support do you think the voluntary sector needs, and how do you think VAO can provide that support?
Right, well, there's no doubt that the voluntary sector is in for a very challenging time. There is little doubt that the funding that the voluntary sector has previously been able to obtain is going to be severely curtailed. There is, I think, one of the things that the voluntary sector is going to have to look at doing is working through a rationalisation exercise,
right.
A form of consolidation, if you like, an analysis of the services that they are delivering, both individually and collectively,
okay.
in different parts of the borough and across Greater Manchester and so on, in order to see whether they can operate more efficiently, more effectively. I think we're also going to be faced with a situation where staff may need some retraining, for example, to accompany that restructuring.
And you think that's something VAO?
I think VAO will have certainly a role to play in terms of delivering training, retraining.
Voluntary Action Oldham has already played a really vital role, I think, in things like the broader partnership. So in terms of being the voice of the voluntary sector at that more strategic level, so involved in discussions around things like the area-based grant, about developing the borough so that it's not just a public sector or public and private sector perspective, but we get that whole rounded view. And that again is going to be increasingly important, so that we've got that link between agencies and somebody that can be there as a voice.
The coordination of the sector.
And then also somebody that an organisation that people in the voluntary sector can go to, so that there's that level of trust, I think, with the across the sector for Voluntary Action Oldham, and to rely on that really, I suppose, importantly. So.
I think VAO could play a very important role. I think VAO could actually help to mould the commissions to say what can be delivered by the sector, to get different sections of the sector to join together in informal collaboration to bid in for a commission. If it comes out as a single commission, they may not, one part of the sector may not be able to deliver all that commission, but if 2 or 3 of them got together, then through VAO getting them together, then they could bid in for that commission and deliver the commission.
After the speakers slot from Alex and from Carolyn, you could be under no illusion that there's an economic driver for this. I think a number of people have talked about the reality of the situation that we're facing with less funding to go around.
Well, I mean, the first thing is I think we need to celebrate we've got the voluntary sector to a much better place in Oldham than where it was in the last 2 or 3 years. I think that puts us ideally placed as anybody can be in what are very challenging times that will face us in the next 2, 3 or possibly even 5 years. The voluntary sector and VAO in particular will play a key role in that. A lot of things that were maybe traditionally delivered by the council or other statutory agencies are not going to be done, so there's opportunities there in terms of commissioning. There's also opportunities in terms of actually growing the number of volunteers who might provide some of these services, because if they're not going to be provided by volunteers, to be blunt, they won't exist. So both are really important in terms of our positioning, and it's going to be difficult.
Today, I think it's interesting that there are so many different people from different organisations what this work is impacting on, and it's nice to know actually in some ways that there's probably a lot of support within the network.
Yeah, no, definitely. And do you think that's been quite useful in terms of being able to collaborate with people? together.
It's certainly. The other thing is I've met people today I haven't seen for a while, but they've moved into a different field, and in some ways it's showing that there is going to be life after.
Yeah, so people are adapting already. You think?
Yeah, the change is happening, and people are surviving and are doing well.
Yeah, brilliant.
Okay.
Positive.
All right,
Great.
then.
Thank you very much.